video is from Hillsar English Medium School.
Hello students of Standard 8. We started with the science 4th chapter, materials, metals and non-metal. In the first part of this lesson, we discussed about all the physical properties, how to distinguish metals and non-metals based upon its physical properties. Now let us move towards the chemical properties. So chemical properties means its chemical reaction with different material like water, air and any other acid or base, so that to form a different substance. So let us move to in the detail of chemical properties of metals and non-metals. फर्स्ट इज रिएक्शन विथ ऑक्सीजन. मेटल्स नॉन मेटल्स के जो रिएक्शन है ऑक्सीजन के साथ वो क्या होते हैं, व्हाट आर द थिंग्स टू बी फॉर्म, जो हम आइडेंटिफाई करके वी कैन गेस वेदर द मटेरियल इज मेटल और नॉन मेटल. रिएक्शन विथ ऑक्सीजन. You are familiar with the phenomena of rusting of iron. So recall the reaction by the which rust is formed. आपको पता है ना, जो आयरन होता है it reacts with moisture and air so to form the rust. You had also performed in your earlier classes the burning of magnesium ribbon, right? Magnesium ribbon जब air में burn करते तो how the flame is formed and what is the precipitate we got. You had learned that in both the process of oxide formation takes place. दोनों भी प्रोसेस में क्या फॉर्म होता है, कौन सा केमिकल फॉर्म होता है, ऑक्साइड्स फॉर्म होते हैं, आयरन ऑक्साइड एंड मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड. सो ये द एक्टिविटी ऑफ गिवन ऑफ रस्टिंग ऑफ आयरन. सो दैट हमें क्या करना है, लेट अस चेक द नेचर ऑफ द रस्ट फॉर्म एज रिजल्ट ऑफ द रिएक्शन बिटवीन द आयरन, ऑक्सीजन एंड वाटर. सो रस्टेड आयरन लेना है, उसके ऊपर जो रस्ट है जो वो निकालना है हमें, एंड देन फर्दर वी डिजोल्व दैट इन अ वाटर. एक बार वाटर में मिक्स करने के बाद हमें क्या करना है, टेस्ट इट विद द लिटमस पेपर. कौन सा लिटमस पेपर लेना है हमें, यहाँ पे रेड लिटमस पेपर लेना है और उसके साथ ब्लू लिटमस पेपर भी लेना है. सो व्हाट डू यू ऑब्जर्व, इज द सॉल्यूशन एसिडिक और बेसिक. रेड लिटमस ब्लू होता है या ब्लू लिटमस रेड होता है, वो रिएक्शन हमें टेस्ट करनी है. एंड फ्रॉम दैट विल कम टू नो वेदर द गिवन रस्ट विच इज फॉर्म अ केमिकल प्रोडक्ट इज एसिडिक और बेसिक इन नेचर. Given solution it is formed, it is basic in nature. So does the copper also get rusted? I have seen a greenish deposit on the surface of the copper vessel. Copper vessel का भी reaction होता है oxygen से to form copper oxide. So when the copper vessel is exposed to the moist air for longer time, it acquires a dull green coating or blackish deposition we can find. So green material is a mixture of copper hydroxide and a copper carbonate. So the following reaction takes place, that is copper plus water molecule plus carbon dioxide in the air, that is moist air, plus oxygen. It will form copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. Again we will record the activity of burning of magnesium ribbon. The ash which is obtained on the burning of magnesium ribbon is dissolved in a water and tested for its acidic and basic nature. Magnesium ribbon को burn करने white deposit हमें मिलता है, नीचे ash मिलते हैं, उसे हम water में dissolve करके फिर से acidic basic nature जो है उसका वो find out कर सकते हैं with the help of litmus paper. Is the solution acidic or basic? How does you ascertain this? कैसे पता चलेगा ये acidic है या basic nature है? You must have or observe that the red litmus turn blue. Also the oxides of magnesium is also basic in nature. So all the metal oxides are basic in nature, क्योंकि उसमें जो है red litmus paper blue turn होता है. तो आपको पता है red turn blue, they are the basic in nature. So let us now observe the reaction of non-metal with oxygen. मेटल के रिएक्शन जब होती है ऑक्सीजन से तो क्या फॉर्म होता है, वाटर जो सब्सटेंस इट इज बेसिक इन नेचर. नॉन मेटल का जो होता है इट इज दे आर एसिडिक इन नेचर. सो लेट अस सी वन डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन. टेक अ स्मॉल अमाउंट ऑफ द पाउडर सल्फर इन अ डिफ्लैग्रेटिंग स्पून एंड हीट इट. हमें क्या करना है, सल्फर पाउडर लेनी है. एंड इफ डिफ्लैग्रेटिंग स्पून इज नॉट अवेलेबल, यू मे take a metallic cap of any bottle and wrap a metallic wire around it and give it the shape of shown that is given in the figure. हमें क्या करना है, एक स्पून लेना, एक कैप लेना है, मेटालिक कैप लेना है, बॉटल की जो कैप होती है वो उसके ऊपर जाली से उसे ढक देना है. See in the figure it is given. As soon as the sulfur starts burning, it introduces the spoon into a gas jar or the glass tumbler. उसे क्या करना है, हमें ग्लास जार जो दिया है ना इसके अंदर डाल देना है। जैसे ही वो सल्फर पाउडर जो बर्न करना स्टार्ट कर देती है उसे हमें गैस जार में या फिर ग्लास टम्बलर में रख देना है एंड उसके ऊपर जो लीड है वो रख देना है, सो दैट जो कुछ भी गैस फॉर्म होगा इट विल सैचुरेट इन दैट कंटेनर। उसके बाद क्या करना है, रिमूव द स्पून आफ्टर सम टाइम and add small quantity of water into the tumbler and quickly replace the lid। उसमें हमें पानी डालना है और लीड उसका जो ढक्कन है लगा देने हैं। Then shake the tumbler well, check the solution with the red and a blue litmus paper। फिर से जो solution हमें मिलेगा वो red blue litmus से चेक करना है। As sulfur is a non-metal, it will form sulfuric or sulfurous acid which is acidic in nature. So blue litmus paper turns red. So you can see the test it is done with the litmus paper where the red litmus remain as it is, blue litmus turns red. This shows that the oxides of non-metals, they are acidic in nature. So the name of the product which is formed in the reaction of sulfur and oxygen is this sulfur dioxide gas। जो गैस फॉर्म होता है that was sulfur dioxide and when we dissolve that gas in the water, जब हमने water डाल दिया तब reaction हो गई दोनों में, it has formed sulfurous acid। What is the chemical formula of sulfurous acid? H2SO3। So the sulfurous acid turns blue litmus paper red। Generally oxides of non-metals, they are acidic in nature। Recall the name of some of the laboratory acids and bases you have read in your earlier class। 7th class में जो हमने acid bases use किए थे, नाम उसके याद किए थे, let us recall that। Note down their names in the table 4.4। Identify the metal or non-metal present in them which forms oxides with the oxygen। So जो acid और base हमने use किए थे वो उसके अंदर जो मेटल है नॉन मेटल है वो हमें आइडेंटिफाई करना है और उसके नाम लिखने हैं। Now reaction with water। Let us see how metals and non-metals react with water। First we'll see about the metal। हमने अब पहले सेक्शन में देखा रिएक्शन विथ ऑक्सीजन। सो ऑक्साइड्स फॉर्म होते हैं, एसिडिक होते हैं या बेसिक होते हैं। यहाँ पे रिएक्शन विथ वाटर के साथ क्या रिएक्शन होते हैं। लेट अस सी अबाउट द सोडियम। सोडियम मेटल इट इज वेरी रिएक्टिव and it reacts vigorously with the oxygen and water। A lot of heat is generated in the reaction। This is therefore they are stored in the kerosene। सोडियम जो होता है हाईली एक्सप्लोसिव, सो वो किस में रखा करते हैं, केरोसिन में रखा करते हैं, so that its connection with the water and air can be broken। This should be done with the teacher actually, so you should just observe the activity what is given। You have to take 250 ml of beaker or the glass tumbler लेना है, fill half of it with the water। Now carefully cut the small piece of sodium। सोडियम हमें थोड़ा सा कट करना है एंड उसे टिश्यू पेपर से या कॉटन से वाइप करके उसे हमें बीकर में डालना है। As soon as you throw or keep that piece of sodium in a beaker containing water, immediately keep a lid over it and then you have to observe it। So during the observation keep away from the beaker because it is exothermic reaction। ये reaction बहुत सारे heat form होते हैं। You will observe actually the blast in the container। So when a reaction stops, you will touch the beaker। What do you feel? It has the beaker become hot? Yes, the solution in the beaker become hotter and what happens with the litmus paper, whether the solution is acidic or basic, the solution form it is basic in nature and therefore the red litmus paper turns to blue color। So you will observe that the sodium reacts vigorously with water, बहुत fast react होता है। And some other metals they do not do so। For example, iron reacts with water but slowly। iron water में डाले तो immediately rusting नहीं होता, it takes much more time। So generally the non-metals do not react with water, though they may be very reactive in air। जो नॉन मेटल्स होते हैं एयर में एक्टिव होते हैं बट वाटर से वो रिएक्ट नहीं करते। सच नॉन मेटल्स आर स्टोर्ड इन वाटर। सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल phosphorus, it is very reactive non-metal, it catches fire if exposed to air। so phosphorus expose करेंगे एयर को तो catch करेगा fire। so this way they are stored in a water so that the atmosphere oxygen से उसका जो connection है वो cut हो जाए। now reaction with acids, जो metal non-metal के acid से क्या reaction होते हैं, let us see how metals and non-metals they behave with acids। acid के साथ उसकी क्या reaction है। Is there a difference in the way the metals and non-metals they react with acids? What could the pop sound in some cases be due to when a burning matchstick is brought near the mouth of the test tube? You must have found that the non-metals they generally do not react with acid, but the metals react with acids and they produce hydrogen gas. So metal reacts with acid to produce hydrogen gas and they makes a sound which is a pop sound. You must have noticed that the copper does not react with the dilute hydrochloric acid even on heating, but it reacts with sulfuric acid. So some of the metals they react with other acids, they strong acid, not some of the weak acid. हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड के साथ उसकी रिएक्शन नहीं होती, बट सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड के साथ रिएक्शन होती है. Now let us see the reaction with bases. So non-metal do not react with the acid, the metals react with the acid. What about the bases? Are they reacting with this? So for that activity is given to be demonstrated by the teacher. For that you have to prepare a fresh solution of sodium hydroxide in a test tube by dissolving 3 to 4 pellets of 5 ml of water. जो सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड होता है उसके पेलेट्स होते हैं, गोलियाँ होती है छोटी छोटी, और वो हमें 3 to 4 पेलेट्स जो होते हैं 5 ml वाटर में डिसॉल्व करनी है. ड्रॉप अ पीस ऑफ एल्यूमिनियम फॉइल इन इट. एल्यूमिनियम फॉइल जो होती है ना उसका टुकड़ा उसमें डालना है. ब्रिंग अ बर्निंग मैस्टिक नियर द माउथ ऑफ द टेस्ट ट्यूब. What you will observe this carefully. What does the pop sound indicate? As before, the pop sound indicates the presence of hydrogen gas. Pop sound किसकी वजह से? हाइड्रोजन गैस की वजह से आता है. So metal react with the sodium hydroxide to produce hydrogen gas. So reaction of the non-metal with the bases they are complex. मेटल रिएक्ट करता है तो हाइड्रोजन गैस फॉर्म होता है, बट नॉन मेटल जो होता है इट इज़ वेरी मच कॉम्प्लेक्स रिएक्शन. First is the displacement reaction. Displacement reactions. Call the activity of the reaction with copper sulfate and iron that you have already done in your earlier class. There is some more reactions that of same kind. Activity is given 4.8. Take 100 ml of beaker and label them A, B, C, D and E. Take about 50 ml of water in each beaker. हर एक बीकर में 50 ml वाटर लेना है. Dissolve in each beaker a teaspoon of each substance. अलग अलग सब्सटेंस ऐड करने हैं हमें. Keep the beakers undisturbed for some time and record your observation in your notebook. अलग अलग मटेरियल उसमें डालने हैं, हमें ऑब्जर्वेशन लेने हैं. ऑब्जर्व. बीकर ए में है जिंक, दैट इज कॉपर सल्फेट है, प्लस जिंक ग्रैन्यूल्स हमने डाले हैं, तो उसका क्या फॉर्म होता है? जिंक सल्फेट फॉर्म होगा. बीकर बी में कॉपर सल्फेट थे, उसमें आयरन नेल्स डाले तो इट विल फॉर्म आयरन सल्फेट और फेरस सल्फेट विल कॉल. बीकर सी में जिंक सल्फेट है, कॉपर टर्निंग डाली थी उसमें, देयर इज नो रिएक्शन, नो चेंज. बीकर डी कंटेन्स आयरन सल्फेट प्लस कॉपर turning, there is no reaction. And last beaker contains zinc sulfate plus iron nails, again there is no reaction. So you will find the reaction between few of this. The zinc and copper की reaction होती है displacement reaction होती है. कॉपर जाके उसकी जगह पे जिंक आ जाता है, so and कॉपर जाके उसकी जगह आयरन आ जाता है, बट जिंक एंड कॉपर की रिएक्शन नहीं हो रही, आयरन कॉपर की नहीं हो रही, एंड जिंक एंड नेल की नहीं हो रही. So what changes do you observe in the various beakers? You will see that metal displaces other metal from its compound in aqueous solution. Aqueous मतलब liquid condition में एक metal दूसरे metal को displace करता है. So in beaker A, that is zinc displaces copper, and in beaker B, it turns blue color of copper sulfate disappears and the powdery red mass of a copper is deposited at the bottom of the beaker. So reaction can be represented as follows. Copper sulfate plus zinc gives zinc sulfate, which is colorless, and red color deposit of copper is there. So you have written down the reaction which taking place in the beaker B in a similar manner. I have understood the reactions taking place in beaker A and B, but I am still confused why there is no change in beaker C, D and E. C, D, E में change क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि zinc, copper and iron ये सारे the same elements है जो पहले के इसमें थे, right? So there could have been a displacement of zinc by copper in beaker C and by iron in beaker E. Similarly, iron could be displaced by copper in beaker D. But since we do not see any change in the beaker C, we can infer that the copper is not able to be replaced by zinc from zinc sulfate. But why? When the zinc can replace copper in the beaker, but copper zinc को क्यों नहीं replace कर रहा है? Why cannot a copper replace zinc in the beaker? See, remember that the science is not arbitrary. It follows definite rules. कुछ rules से accordingly the replacement of this metal elements has occurred. It is based on few facts, and the rules here is that the zinc is more reactive than the copper and the iron. So जो more reactive है, it is able to replacing the other atoms. A more reactive metal can replace the less reactive metal, but a less reactive one cannot replace the more reactive metal. Now you can understand why there is no displacement we have observed. Now uses of metals and non-metals we'll see in the next section. Now I will show you a video regarding the chemical properties of metals and non-metals.
Objects.
Dad, why has this iron rod turned like this?
It's rusted. Iron reacts with atmospheric oxygen and moisture to form iron oxide, which is commonly known as rust. Metals react with other elements in a variety of ways. Metals burn in the presence of oxygen to form metal oxides, which are basic in nature. For example, if you burn a strip of magnesium, magnesium will burn in oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide dissolves in water to form magnesium hydroxide, which is basic in nature. Similarly, when a copper vessel is exposed to moist air, a green coating forms on its surface. The coating formed is a mixture of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate.
At last, I've found them.
What are these? Oh, iron nails.
These nails got rusted too.
Yes, the nails have rusted because of the moisture present in air. Metals react with water, but all metals do not show the same kind of reactivity. For example, sodium reacts vigorously with water and oxygen and produces so much heat that it catches fire. That's why sodium is stored in kerosene, to prevent it from coming into contact with moisture and oxygen. Let's try an experiment. Take a trough. Fill half of it with water. Now, carefully cut a small piece of sodium and dry it using a filter paper. Then, wrap it in a small piece of cotton. Place the piece of sodium in the water trough. You will observe that sodium reacts vigorously with water, catches fire and moves about in the water, making a hissing sound. Now, touch the trough.
It's hot.
So, now you understand how much heat was produced in the reaction. When you introduce a red litmus paper, it turns blue, indicating that the solution formed is basic in nature. Be careful. You should stay away from the water trough during the reaction. It gets very hot.
What are you doing, Father?
I'm cleaning this tap with a lime peel. The tap is looking dull because of the deposits of calcium salts in water.
Ah, the tap is shining now. How did that happen?
Lime juice contains citric acid. Acids react with salts of metals. The citric acid of the lime juice reacted with the calcium salts on the tap, and now the tap is clean. Metals react with acids, such as hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, to give out hydrogen gas. Let's try an experiment to understand how this happens. Let's take 4 different metals: magnesium, iron, aluminium and copper in 4 different test tubes A, B, C and D respectively. To these test tubes, we add 5 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid using a dropper. We now heat the test tubes gently using a Bunsen burner. Hydrogen gas is liberated. But how do we know it's hydrogen? To test the gas, we introduce a burning splinter near the mouth of the test tube. The splinter is put off with a pop. It shows that the gas is hydrogen. From this, we can conclude that metals react with dilute acids and liberate hydrogen gas.
Do metals react with bases in the same way that they react with acids?
Yes, the reactions are quite similar. Metals react with bases, such as sodium hydroxide, to produce hydrogen gas. Let's verify this with an experiment. Prepare a fresh solution of sodium hydroxide in a test tube by dissolving 3 or 4 pellets of it in 5 ml of water. Into this solution, drop a piece of aluminium foil. We now bring a burning splinter near the mouth of the test tube. The splinter is put off with a pop. This shows that hydrogen gas was produced.
Indeed, the reactions of metals with acids and bases are quite similar. But Dad, you mentioned that some metals, such as sodium, react more vigorously than others. How do you know that?
Let me show you an interesting experiment. Let's take 5 beakers, A, B, C, D and E. Let's take copper sulfate in beaker A and B. Drop some zinc granules in beaker A and iron filings in beaker B. Take zinc sulfate in beakers C and E. Drop copper turnings in beaker C and iron filings in beaker E. In beaker D, take some ferrous sulfate solution with a few copper turnings. Now, note that the blue color of the solution in beaker A has disappeared. This is because zinc replaces copper from copper sulfate. In beaker B, the solution turned green. This is because iron has replaced copper from the copper sulfate solution. There is no change in the other 3 beakers, C, D and E. This brings us to the end of the detailed session on metals, their appearance, behavior and uses in our day-to-day life. Now, you should be able to describe the physical and chemical properties of metals and list their uses.